Amy Lou Porter, one of the founding members of Power 100 Women Lincoln County. Thank you all for attending tonight and for making it through the flooded roads and chaotic winds to make it here tonight. We're excited to have our 14th Power 100 meeting tonight. I want to share a quick update about Power 100 Women. First, we submitted, let me go back. We raised $5,800 for Southern Alliance Spay Neuter Clinic. It's on my phone and my phone's recording. Bonnie sent me an update this morning that I was going to tell y'all about, or this afternoon. I was ready for that. And she said, if I can get it up, okay. She said, I've almost got it, hang with me. We have already spayed and neutered more than 60 animals in 5 surgery days, and we are just getting started. So that was really cool. So we submitted the match grant application for them, and unfortunately the grant will not be funded. The foundation said it was because the organization falls outside their giving priorities. But we will continue to apply for the match grant for every meeting going forward, and just fingers crossed every time we apply for one. To date, we have collectively donated $73,912 to benefit Lincoln County. And that does not include the match grants, which I think are about 6,000 more. As of today, we have 61 members and 5 teams. Our goal is 100 women, so please help us get that word out. The more members, the bigger impact we can make. A couple of quick things. We hope you're enjoying the monthly newsletter. We've also kind of revamped our website a little bit, so you can look back at newsletters and see the newsletters on our website. So if you know of someone that might, be thinking about it, send them to our website. They can message us on there. They can apply to be a member, and they can charities can apply on our website also, and they can sign up for our newsletters there if I didn't say that. First Saturdays will begin in April, so we'd love for you to join us. We have a lot of ladies that stop by the booth because they recognize somebody that's sitting with us. So like Laura Monks came by and was sitting with us, and like people that had passed by just kept walking, but when they saw Laura, they were like, Laura, and came over and talked and learned more about Power 100. So even if you don't want to, talk to people about Power 100 because you might not know what to say, just you being there makes a huge impact. I've had, other people that just, they'll come on in our booth and visit with us, and so we get to share that story. So think about that. We will be there when the weather's great. So
I'll be there for all of
that's right. Yes. All right, so now we'll get on to the presentations. Our 3 nonprofits presenting tonight are Clothe Our Kids, Fayetteville Lions Club, and Fayetteville Main Street. Each will present for roughly 5 minutes with an additional 5 minutes for questions. Then all individual members and 1 person from each team will vote electronically. The link for the vote has been emailed to all members. We will open the vote link after all nonprofits have presented. We will give everyone 5 minutes to vote, and then we'll announce the winner. You will then make your checks payable to the winner, and we ask that all donations be submitted by February 26th so that we can get that match grant submitted for the most money we can apply for. So presenting first will be Clothe Our Kids.
I'm ready? Okay. Hello, thank you for having us here. I'm Sarah Reynolds. I'm the director of Clothe Our Kids here in right across the street from y'all. Our location is 200 North Main Street, and thank you for nominating us again this year. We are honored to be considered for your support. This past November was our 10th anniversary of Clothe Our Kids. Laura Mayer started this in 2013, and we are still going strong. The mission of Clothe Our Kids is to provide clothing to kids who are in need. All clothing requests come through a resource. We're not an open storefront, So we're not open to the public, so all clothing requests need to come through a resource. So those clothing requests come through guidance counselors, teachers, social workers. They put in a clothing request. Every child receives 5 tops, 5 bottoms, a new pack of socks and underwear. Everyone now is getting a winter jacket, and those are put in a really nice canvas bag that we deliver to the school. It doesn't have our name on it, so we deliver them very discreetly, so no child is going to be embarrassed. So our goal is to help these children feel loved and cared for about themselves. We refer to this as clothing with confidence. So each bag is custom packed with quality items with the individual needs of the child in mind. We received clothing donations at our location on 200 North Main Street, and volunteers help to sort the clothes and pack the clothing bags. We also accept cash donations, which are used to purchase supplies and clothing. In 2013 was a very busy year for us. We received a record number of 782 clothing requests, which is almost double from last year. Thankfully, due to the generous donations of our community, we were able to respond to all these requests. It is always so humbling and encouraging to see how our community supports our mission. If you choose to honor us with your support and your donations, they will be put to good use in helping the needs of our kids in our community.
Does anybody have any questions?
Well, like if somebody wants to donate clothing, good, I mean like new underwear and new socks or things like that, or some used clothing, what do you take? as a
Okay.
donation?
We take new clothing and gently used clothing. So if anyone would like to donate socks, underwear, shoes, clothing, all new, yes, we take all of that. The clothing that we do take is it's all school appropriate. You know, well, it might be easier to say what we don't take. We do not take any clothing that has mom, dad, aunt, or uncle, nothing with holidays on there, because we don't know the situation that the child is in. So a lot of times they don't have a mom or a dad or a aunt and uncle. So it's just regular, like a plain shirt. I mean, we can do like Nike or Under Armour or any of that stuff, but you know, so it's clothing that like any child can wear to school. And we clothe kids newborn all the way through high school. So a lot of those high school sizes are like in the adult range. But we always try to keep it casual. We do a lot of little ones. We do a lot of preemies. Most of the clothing requests are like newborns through about 5 years. So a lot of those bins stay empty, especially the girls. As soon as those sizes come in, they just go right back out. So it's really hard to keep enough clothing in that size range. But we got plenty for like 10, 12s, 14, 16s. It's the itty bitties that we have a hard time trying to keep those bins stocked for.
Do you want to talk about the shoes that you do and do not accept?
Yes, that's a good question. So we give everyone tennis shoes because that's what they have to wear for school. Their clothing has got to be school appropriate. The tennis shoes, they have to be able to wear them on the gym floor. So we do not accept we can't give like nice boots or something, like those nice ankle boots. We just can't dress for every occasion. So we just, everyone gets a pair of tennis shoes. We get a lot of those other like nice dressy shoes in, but those just keep going. We donate those to Downtown Mission in Huntsville. They have 3 or 4 thrift stores that they distribute things around. So, and we have partnered with Souls for Souls. That's another nonprofit who gives shoes to kids who are in need. And so hopefully starting in March, we should be able to provide every child with a brand new pair of shoes. That's something that we've been wanting to do for a long time, you know, because not everyone has their own stuff, their own clothes, their own shoes. I'd call them their own. Their own bed. I know. So it's nice to be able to pack some nice clothes that are just for them, you know, that they can call their own.
How soon can a family reapply for it? Like, is it seasonal? Like, if they got summer clothes, could they apply through the counselor again?
So there's not a limit that people can put in a clothing request for. We have several that are winter, spring, summer, fall. So there's not a limit with that at all. We also help provide clothing to Blue Monarch up on Mount Eagle. We've been doing that for several years. I think they're up to about 32 children, and we do them every spring and summer and winter and fall.
So what is that? I'm not familiar.
It's a women's rehab center. They have a home.
It's amazing what at Blue
Yeah.
Monarch does. And we have had our local women go through there and come out and they're just superstars now.
Yes.
Ann Hatcher, who's the associate pastor here, she ministered to the jailhouse, and she would minister to these ladies, and then they would go on to Blue Monarch and go through rehab.
Yeah, the
there.
success rate is very
Very
is
good.
is very good. Is very good.
Wish we could help them somehow too.
Yes, they have talked about trying to do a clothing closet for them up there as well. I'm not sure what had happened with that, but we provide clothing to all the kids.
Sarah, what if you were awarded nearly $6,000 or around $6,000? What would you do for Lincoln County folks with that money?
What I would do with that, I would go straight to Walmart and I would grab those carts and I would put all the clearance clothes in there, all the clearance socks and underwear, leggings. We go through so much leggings. We also have a closet pantry in all the local schools. So we keep that stocked of like socks, underwear, leggings, athletic pants, underwear, some shoes, you know. So that's really hard to keep that stocked. And then with a lot of the clothing requests, they are always asking for leggings. Everyone wants leggings. And some of the girls are, I'm just gonna say they're all asking for leggings. I would go to Walmart. I would get all the clearance stuff, all the shoes, the socks. I would just like fill my cart, and then they have spring and summer out right now. Can you believe it? I was trying to get clothes the other day for like 4D, 5D, and it's all summer. So I would just take all that and like start to stock our bins because they're empty. That's what I would do. Yes, ma'am.
How much in donations do you receive as far as clothing? I mean, do you get a fairly good amount, or do you find yourself having to buy more than what you get donated?
That's a good question. So we have a lot of donations, but not always for the sizes that we need. So we really are always short on like the 2T through size 6. Those are really hard to get in. We don't, as soon as they come in, they go right back out.
Who donates more often? I mean, is it individuals? Is it groups? Do you have groups that, like churches that collect things and bring them to you? How do you?
So it's a little bit of both. We most of our donations are from the community based. So people drop off their donations, and then we just go through the bags and we find what we can use. And then we also have a lot of like churches who donate. They do like Sock It To Me Sunday, or they do like a drive for, you know, shoes and socks and underwear. We have a lot of like groups at school, like the Leo Club, like clubs at school that collect stuff for us. So we have a little bit of that coming in every once in a while. Yes, ma'am.
You also mentioned how y'all have expanded, I mean, it started in Lincoln County, but you've now, are there 6 locations, or?
Yes,
other
yes, we
counties
have,
where they've modeled after? Yeah.
yes, we have a location, in North Alabama now. It's called First Priority, and that's huge. I think they did over 1,000 this year, 1,200. And then we have a location in like, Ardmore, Pulaski area, is that right? And then Lawrenceburg, and then Shelbyville. Yes. Yes, we started out doing all the counties, so we were up to about almost like 40 a week, but now that others have opened up, it's kind of like, it's helped a little bit. But we still do a lot of clothing requests for Coffee County, some in Franklin County, but Lawrence, yeah.
Now, I don't know how this works, but so with the money that we raise for you here, could it potentially be used to benefit those in other counties?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh,
Yes, ma'am. Majority of it, we only have maybe 5 or 10% going to like Coffee County, and then, you know, and then Blue Monarch, but majority of it all will stay here with the both schools and with the social workers at Junior's House, South Central, and at the health department. We have the social workers there, so they're always putting in clothing requests for the kids in those schools. Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions? Well, thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Oh, perfect, perfect.
All right, thank y'all so much for your patience and our technical difficulties. Up next is Fayetteville Lions Club.
Well, hello, I'm Blake Koppel. I'm currently the president of the Fayetteville Lions Club. The club's been a continuous part of Fayetteville for the last 76 years, so we've been around. We meet at the senior center twice a month. We don't have our own facility. We're all volunteer, no employees, nobody gets paid. We currently have 41 members, 13 of those are women, one of whom was our president 2 years ago. We're a part of a bigger organization, Lions International, and the mission statement of Lions International is to empower volunteers to serve their communities, meet humanitarian needs, encourage peace, and promote international understanding. But the way you can define us and what we do is defined by our motto, we serve. What do we do to serve? Vision's our signature focus, so we have a lot of sight and hearing programs. We annually pay the full cost of a standard eye exam and eyeglasses for between 70 and 100 Lincoln County residents who meet our criteria for low income and no insurance coverage. We do sight and hearing screenings in the schools, all the county and city schools, public and private, and we screen grades K, 2, 4, 6, and 8, and special ed every year, every school. We also use a different machine. We call it a photo screener or a digital screener, where we can screen 1 to 6 year olds who don't know their colors and numbers and can't respond to instructions. It just takes a picture of their eyes. We do over 600 of those in local daycare centers, the 2 Head Starts, pre-K and K in the schools. We can also do adult and health fairs and industry if they request it. For instance, we did screenings at One Day of Hope at the fairgrounds in July. We have some things called low vision magnifying readers. We have 9 of those on loan to Lincoln County residents, mostly with macular degeneration. So it blows up their knitting, their sewing, their reading materials, reading the Bible, etc., where they can do that. We also collect used eyeglasses, generally 600 to 900 of them a year, and we turn those into a student organization at the Southern College of Optometry over in Memphis. They take them on mission trips to the Caribbean and Central America every summer. We do a lot of other things outside of vision as well. We host an annual drug essay and peace poster contest, and we award $100 to each of the winners in each school on both of those contests. 3 college scholarships each year. We host a preseason football jamboree, basketball classic for middle schools, boys and girls on the basketball. We sponsor one boy, one girl each year to the Boys and Girls State. Budget for that's up to $950, so it's not insignificant. We sponsor the Leo clubs. You mentioned Leo's coming over to help you. We sponsor them. They're related to the Lions Club. We donate between $40 and $60 every month of school supplies to a different school, kind of cycling around the county. And we don't have to pay anything for that. We use recycled print cartridges that we turn in at Office Depot and Staples and get the credits to buy those supplies. We host monthly bingo at the senior center. Our budget for that is $2,000 a year because we also give out all the prizes for the winners. We annually donate to a food bank. This year we had a special project where we packed and donated 2,160 dry ingredient meals and gave half of those each to Hands of Mercy and Good Samaritan. We do other donations to nonprofits and local causes. Examples this year we gave to the Imagination Library to sponsor two kids for their full 5-year cycle of receiving those books. Last year we donated to Sleep in Heavenly Peace to try to get them kicked off with their bed building programs. So we can do other things on an ad hoc basis, including some larger community projects over the years. Kids Park, we built a 3rd picnic pavilion in 2019. Stonebridge Park, we're the ones that bought all the materials for the performance stage there where they do music in the park. Lions Davidson Sports Complex, everybody forgets to say the Lions part of that, but we donated $75,000 to that in initial build and then upgrades over the years. If there's a need, we'll find a way to pay for it. So we funded the first air conditioners, the first coronary care units in the chapel at the old hospital, and we've continued to maintain the chapel as it moved to the new hospital. We, in fact, when we first started, way back when, provided almost all the funding for the Lee Dell Lions Pool back in 1948, and a significant part of the funding for the Tanya Dell Pool in 1957. So we've been around. Where's our money come from? Well, our administrative costs, part of being a fraternal organization and have members that come to meetings and eat meals, all of that is paid by the members. Monthly dues, we pay good fund meeting fines, buy our own meals. So anything that we collect in a fundraiser, 100% of it goes to those community services I just mentioned. We've got 2 separate checking accounts and the money's never commingled. Our fundraisers, the football jamboree is both a support and a service to the kids wanting to play those preseason games, but it's also a fundraiser. We collect money from our concession sales. Same thing on the basketball classic. In both cases, we actually give out more money than we make as a club. Every year that LCA hosts us, lets us host our basketball classic, we give donations to them. And for instance, and this is more than normal, but last year we paid $2,500 for refinishing their basketball floor that hadn't been maintained in quite a while since ninth grade academy left. And third fundraiser is pecan sales. Tell us that you need our great pecans in October and November, and we'll get you on the list. And the fourth and biggest fundraiser is a sports program ad sales, where we will come see a lot of you, businesses and organizations, and you buy an ad that goes in our program that we hand out to all the attendees at that football jamboree and basketball tournament. What would we do if you gave us money, selected us and gave us money? First thing we'd do is we'd replace a 30-year-old vision screening machine that we're using in the schools. We had to repair it twice this year. It's old. The manufacturer's long out of business. Can't get the parts. We used to be able to get them on eBay. They've dried up on eBay as well. It's time that we replace the thing. Our research recently says that one of those is going to cost, lower end one, $4,550 plus tax, plus shipping, plus consumable supplies that go with it. So that's probably $5,500 that would go to that. If we have leftover money, maybe we're going to find a deal, then we would just increase our budget for the eye exams and eyeglasses. Most years we satisfy everybody who gives us a good application, but we have occasionally had to tell people wait until next year when we've got the funds again, or wait a little bit. And we don't like doing that. So if we had any excess, we'd spend it on that. So that's the deal on Fayetteville Lions. We're busy folk. Be happy to answer your questions. Yes, ma'am.
On the pecan sales, do you contact a Lions member to put in an order for those?
You can contact a Lions member. You can go onto our Facebook page and send us a Facebook message and order there. In fact, do that anytime. Almost all the Lions have kind of a list of people that they call on, and we'll tell you, okay, sales opening up, do you want any this year? And let you get on the list. That way you know you get them. Because if you wait and try to buy them out of the high school craft fair, we may run out. We usually run out before the fair is over with. So get on a list. You can get on my list if you want. Be happy to.
Pecans are hard to find.
And they're really good. They're this year pecans. We get them from a company down in Troy, Alabama. And in fact, they were they were late this year. We didn't have them for Host Christmas Fast because of the drought. And they don't give you last year's pecans. They take them off the tree, process them, mag them up, and truck them to us. So when you get them, they're not more than a couple of weeks from the tree. So they're honestly the best you can buy. Other questions?
Did you say every student in certain grades receive the screening?
Unless their parent opts out. You know, they do sign something with the school for the medical screenings that they do, as well as our site screenings. So if their parent opted out, they're off the list. But everybody, where that's not the case, we do all the second graders in every school, and we'll see them again 2 years later, make sure nothing's changed, and do all the fourth graders. And you're going to tell a story about your child and line screening.
That was actually how my son's screening or vision was identified as needing correction. So, yeah, so that was a good deal. I appreciate that. He
Yeah.
might not appreciate it so much.
And the newer program where we're using the photo screener is really important, because that machine is really smart, and it can not just detect nearsighted, farsighted, but it can detect lazy eye, misaligned eyes, about 7 different eye disorders or diseases just with that picture. And if anybody doesn't pass that, we immediately get the notice on the machine whether they passed or not. If they don't pass, we print out a little digital printout of the measurements of their eyes, and all of those that are no-goes go to Vanderbilt Hospital Eye Center, and the professionals there read those, diagnose, and come up with a plan, or tell the school nurse who tells the parents, this is what your child ought to go get done, go get checked.
Just out of curiosity, if you have someone who has to go that route, is there financial help available to help that child if their parents don't have insurance or things like that?
Right. So of those 70 to 80 where we're buying eye exams and eyeglasses, the majority of those honestly are adults, because there isn't, in TennCare, there's no coverage for vision services, and for children there is.
Okay.
But the child may still have no coverage, and we will help. So some of those are for children. If they're needing more advanced work, then we work with our district in an organization called Middle Tennessee Lion Sight Service, and they do cataract surgeries and some other surgeries and more advanced stuff if it's beyond the local doctor's capabilities. We don't do a lot of those cataract surgeries, but hopefully we're going to do more. By the way, they are selling license plates. They're kind of funny looking. The Jolly Roger design on these license plates. But if we get those approved, and I think we're going to, we're 75% of the way of meeting the pre-sales that we have to make to get the license plates built, then they'll get a whole lot more money from people who are renewing those licenses every year. They get 50% of that specialty plate charge. And the simple plan is to buy more cataract surgeries than we're doing now. Yes, ma'am.
When I spoke with you on the phone, like, you mentioned that women were welcome to join the Lions Club, so I just kind of wanted to give a plug out for you to.
Absolutely. As I mentioned, some of our best members are women. Our president 2 years ago was a woman. Honestly, that was the first woman president of the Lions Club in the 76 years. We got some more lined up to become the second and third. And some of them are running committees. You know, we do we can't do all this without dividing up the work and having committees and committee chairs, and some of those women are already running committees, and it's a leadership opportunity. They're learning how to do that and how to lead people and get things done. So yeah, there's brochures on the table. Take one with you if you're at all interested. It also kind of summarizes what it is we do every year, just for your reference.
Any more questions? Well, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
All right, up next is Fayetteville Main Street. Fayetteville Main Street. I feel like I said it funny. Fayetteville.
I'll try not to give y'all my full song and dance tonight, so we're not here all night. But I will be giving it to Miss Dorothy tomorrow night at the city meeting if y'all want to watch that. So the past couple of times I've come to talk to y'all, we've been kind of focused on what we were doing. And so tonight I want to talk about what I want to do, and with the approval of my board, hopefully. So obviously we do focus a lot on the business ecosystem downtown and throughout the county. The Main Street, local Main Street program was started here in 1990. We are state and national accredited. We just completed our state accreditation, and I was very happy with the progress that we made on our annual work plan. We were able to achieve pretty much all of the goals that we set last year, with the exception of some that would just be out of my control. We're working again on our national accreditation, and we should have that done by March. And some of y'all have talked about funding, how you're funded. 13% of our total budget comes from the city and the county, and everything else is you eat what you kill. So it comes from memberships, comes from grants, donations, and then our fundraising events, which our most recent fundraising event was the Chocolate Walk, which was very successful. We sold 123 tickets this year. Last year we sold 75 tickets, so that's exponential growth year over year. So like I said, I'm not going to talk about everything we're doing. I want to talk about what I want to do. And one of the things that I want to focus on is our youth. 70% of our audience is over the age of 35. And only 10% of our audience is coming in the 20s range. So I don't really, I can't really get those numbers down to teenagers because I'm not great at TikTok or Snapchat. So I need to find some way to engage our youth. We recently hosted a happy hour at Java Road after school, and the kids had the best time. I wish I could have paid for all of their coffees, and so we want to host more of those happy hours at Java Road and at other businesses around the square to get them downtown so that they see what our local businesses have to offer. If they're not, hanging out at a business, they might be in the Walmart parking lot. And so I think there might be a lot more opportunities for students downtown to be more connected to our community and be more likely to develop a bond with our business owners and come back once they graduate college instead of moving away and staying away. We also want to have more free activities at First Saturdays. Bounce houses run $300 to $400 depending on the size. That also includes, you have to have a generator for that as well. So I'd love to be able to pay for bounce houses, face painting, and more activities for kids so that there are free things, and then maybe even free lemonade to the first 100 kids or something like that. We would also love to host maybe some game nights for high schoolers. There's nothing for them to do. And I can try to recruit that arcade from Winchester. That would be a great business on the square. But for now, I'd love to be able to open up our space or to open up Java Road or another local business to host game nights for them to have something to do when it's not football or basketball season on a weekend night. We do have a youth leadership board. We have 7 students on the board this year. We're getting ready to start recruiting students for next year. Last year we gave 2 $250 scholarships to students. I'd love to do more this year, either more in quantity or more in the amount. $250 might buy you 2 textbooks in this day and age. So I'd love to be able to increase our scholarship to at least $500 so they can get a little bit more bang for their buck. And the way that they earn those scholarships is through volunteer hours. So we keep up with the hours that our students contribute to our events, and then also attending our meetings where they learn about different things each month. The main thing that I would use the money for this time would be investing back into the youth in our community from, like I said, activities the first Saturday, and then also youth scholarships and socials and happy hours and things like that. So, see, I was really short this time. Emily didn't have to call time on me.
I know.
Do y'all have any questions? No questions? I know y'all are tired of me. Every month and thing. Thank y'all so much for having me.
Thank you. All right, so now it is time to vote. Each of our members received an email with the link to cast their votes. You have 5 minutes to submit your vote. If you have any questions, let us know, and we will announce the winner shortly. All right. So please remember to share the missions of each of these organizations with your friends, families, coworkers, so that we can continue to support each one that presented tonight. Tonight's winner is Fayetteville Lions Club. Please remember to make checks payable to Fayetteville Lions Club and submit all donations by February 26th. Thank you so much for spending this time with us, and remember to visit power100womenlc.com to become a member or register for our next event, which will be May 13th. Thank y'all.